Hi, it's Richard here, part 3 of my journey through my DVD Blu-ray collection. I'm here all the way from Qualis Humorless Media, ready to guide you from H through to J. So we begin with one of my favourite film series. And then, strange turn of events, we'll start with the remakes. This is Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween in a lovely steelbook all the way from Holland. And that is his original theatrical edition, not the director's cut, which I didn't like as much. And also Halloween 2. That's the theatrical edition. Direct sequel. And I actually really enjoyed the remake of Halloween, not so much his direct sequel to that, but you know, they're good films. Interesting is the word, I think. Next we have Halloween, the classic, John Carpenter. I've recently upgraded to Blu-ray for this one, so you'll notice Kling film on the actual Blu-ray case. But this is probably my favourite horror film of all time. It's perfect. Halloween 2, which, as you may know, John Carpenter didn't really want to make, but again, because of how much money the first one made, he went ahead and did it, and it just didn't have the heart of the first one. It's still very good, and it's still got Jamie Lee Curtis in there. Haven't got Halloween 3, even though it's a good film, but this is, I stick with the Myers, you know what I'm saying. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Jamie Lloyd introduced in this one. This one is a good Halloween. The next one, Halloween 5, a direct sequel to Halloween 4 in terms of story, is not. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. This was absolutely butchered by the studio and therefore makes little to no sense. And therefore, don't watch it. Halloween 7 or Halloween H2O. This is the direct sequel to Halloween 2 in the strange timeline that is Halloween. This is really fantastic. The only thing that lets it down is that they have like 4 different masks in this, I believe, Michael Myers, even though he actually only has one in terms of storyline continuation. But they put a CGI mask in one part, which is just dreadful. But it's a good film to watch. You just have to ignore the mask changing every now and then. Oh, and here's the one that's not good. Halloween Resurrection. Awful. With Busta Rhymes.
You look like chicken.
Before we go on to the next one, I have got Halloween, the new one, which was a direct sequel to the first Halloween. Strange timeline. I will be getting that next month. Can't wait to watch that one again because it was fantastic in the cinemas. Hannibal. I have got Silence of the Lambs as well, which is in my S. But yeah, I like Hannibal. Not beloved as much as the original, but fast paced and just it's creepy as hell, especially the final few scenes. Happy Death Day. Again, I got this on digital and physical release, so that's why it's still in the cling. But it's a really cool film, Happy Death Day. Really cool idea. Not seen the sequel yet. Aha! Stephen, Hard to Kill.
Oh.
Absolutely classic. He puts a pool cue through somebody's neck. And he could do that, probably. I think he could do it for real.
Can't wait.
Harry Potter, years 1 to 6. You'll see I've included some box sets in this. It just depends where they are on my shelves. Don't judge me. So, Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of Phoenix, and Half-Blood Prince. I mean, yes, they are kid films, but I really enjoyed them when they came out. I read all the books, and they're great for watching with my daughter. And then the final 2, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, which is a lovely slip. Part 1 was boring, it's just in a 10. Okay, Hateful Eight, just recently got this on Blu-ray, still in the cling. Poundland, yes please. I mean, it's ridiculous how you can get Blu-rays for like £2 from Poundland. It's brand new, Hateful Eight, and it's amazing, that film. Quentin, of course it's amazing. Heat, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer. What else is there to say? 2-disc special edition. That is one I'd like on Blu-ray at some point. Then we have Hellboy 1 and 2. Guillermo del Toro's take on Hellboy. I like how I kept the stickers on. $4.99. I'm looking forward to the new one coming out. It does look a bit strange, but we'll see how it is. Next, we've got a whole series of films. Yes. Right, first we've got the first 3 Hellraiser films in a nice little box set. I love the first one and the second one. The third one is incredibly entertaining. I don't think it's anywhere near a patch on film quality compared to the first 2. And then, here we go. So I went through a phase about half a year ago trying to watch all of them, because you can pick them up quite cheap for obvious reasons, unfortunately. And yeah, some better than others. We have Bloodline, which was a cool idea. Had like 3 or 4 separate stories going on through there, one in space. And it sounds ridiculous, but it kind of worked, and it tied it all up at the end. But Hellraiser Inferno, which is very by the numbers. They're so interchangeable, I can't really remember the plot of them, but I mean, it's okay. Hellraiser Hellseeker, which actually brought back Kirsty Cotton, who was Ashley Lawrence in the first 3 Hellraisers. So quite excited to see her again. It's okay. What have we got here? Yeah, Hellraiser Deader. I really don't remember these at all. I only watched them like half a year ago. They're so interchangeable, all these. Apart from maybe Bloodline, which tries something different. They're basically the same story with just a different protagonist and Pinhead just killing them at the end. He only appears for like a few minutes in either of them. This one I actually really like because it's got Henry Cavill in as a very young actor, and he is fantastic in this. It's cheesy as hell, and it's the first one where Pinhead is just literally a slasher. He just slashes people, he kills people with axes, etc. So they went down that route, and actually it's far more entertaining than probably those 2 and those 2. So if you're going to choose one, if you're going to go from 1 to 8, just watch the first 3, and maybe this is for a laugh, though. You're not going to get any quality out of it. And this, number 9, this is just pure, utter rubbish. Just utter rubbish. Hellraiser Revelations, and I've tried to get number 10. You can't get it in the UK, and I've actually heard it's the best one since 3, so I'm quite annoyed. But yeah, Hellraiser, it's an interesting series. Yeah, that's all you really got to say about that. Highlander, absolute classic. Okay. Hills Have Eyes. I haven't got the original here because it's strange. There's not really a release of the original I like. I've just sold my DVD of it actually because it's just not a very, complete edition. It's quite cut, etc. So I'm going to search out, because it's Wes Craven obviously, and I love Wes Craven. I'm going to try and search out the original in a maybe a Blu-ray form or a good DVD form. But this is the Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2, the remakes. This is brilliant. First one, if I can remember rightly, it's by Alexandra Ajar, who also did Switchblade Romance, which is fantastic and will appear in one of my later videos. A French horror film. He then helmed this, and wow, it is intense as all hell, but it's really good, really good. And I think did Wes Craven have something to do with that? I think he's a producer or something, but it's really good. And if you're a fan of the original, I think you will enjoy that as well. Hills Have Eyes 2. It brought in some army people, went against them. Oh, it was just average. Okay, next. Here's something divisive. It's The Hitcher with Sean Bean, and that's the remake. Don't judge me. The Host, which is I think it is. Let me just get this right. Oh, I don't blooming know. I think it's a Japanese creature feature. Japanese or Korean, I can't remember. But whatever, it's absolutely brilliant. Get this watched. If you like any kind of monster film with a bit of heart as well, this is really good. Hostel 1, Hostel 2, Eli Roth's directorial, after Cabin Fever, he went straight for the jugular, if you like, with Hostel 1 and 2. They are gruesome. Hostel 1, I think I prefer Hostel 2. Has more of a story, and you feel a bit more in that one, in terms of not just for the people who get killed, but also the people who are killing, which is weird. So if gorehound, then you're going to watch them. But they are better than you'll think they'll be. Hostel Part 3 is absolute trash, and I'm not going to own it. I got through half of it on Netflix. But yeah. House of a Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie's directorial debut. Great little slasher film. He went on to better things, but it's a good start. Here we go. House of Wax. Amazing slip on it. Look at that. All lovely embossed slip. Starting to go a bit wrinkly now with age, as we all do. But, yeah, I mean, it is rubbish. If we're being honest, it's complete rubbish. But it is very entertaining. Bit long. Hulk and Incredible Hulk. Yes, whatever. They need to be together because they're both Hulk films. This is the first one, and it got, I think, undue criticism. I mean, I think it's some really clever ideas in there, especially with the use of the panels to make it look like a comic. Oh, lovely cover on that. Look, it's all translucent. And the Incredible Hulk, again, that is very entertaining, but the last 15-20 minutes, the big showdown, doesn't really do a lot for me. Hurt Locker, again, one I haven't watched yet. Picked up quite cheap. Looking forward to watching that because it's supposed to be really good. I think it won an Oscar. Oh dear. Right, I think that's all the H's, and H is one of the categories. I've done quite well there. Right, I'll always know what you did last summer. I still know what you did last summer. I know what you did last summer, all right? No. Good. Watchable. Rubbish. Inception. Well, I don't think you need me to tell you anything about this, apart from the fact I picked it up for 20p. For crying out loud, 20p. That's the death of physical media, unfortunately, when you can pick up a film that good for 20p. It's a real shame. Independence Day. One of my favourite films. Independence Day 2, not one of my favourite films. Inglourious Basterds. Quentin Tarantino, I love this film. I love all the Quentin films. I am going to get to one of my least favourite Quentin films in a minute, but I like them. I mean, they're all great. There's not one you can't just sit back and watch. They're great. And it's the dialogue that makes it, isn't it? It's genius. Insidious. Unos, dos, tres, catorce. Insidious 1 and 2 especially I love. But they've all got a great story, especially this final one, which I was shocked at. I went to the cinema to see The Last Key and I expected absolutely nothing, and it surprised the hell out of me. Really good. Iron Man. That is a role Robert Downey Jr. was born to play. He didn't know it, but after the first one, everyone else did. Iron Man 2, which again criticised, but it's entertaining. Yes, the Whiplash villain's a bit wasted, but it's entertaining. Iron Man 3 took some real choices with comic book characters, and again, as a comic book fan, I should hate it probably, but I can see where they were trying to go with it, and you know, it doesn't have to be the same as the comics. If it's the same as the comics, I'd know exactly what was going to happen. Okay, this is the remake of I Spit on Your Grave, I Spit on Your Grave 2, and I Spit on Your Grave 3. I Spit on Your Grave, the original, is actually really poorly made, I think, and very much an exploitation picture, which I don't really enjoy. But the sequel, the remake's actually, in terms of how well it's made, it's good. And the sequel to it is very good. I haven't watched the third one yet. They're very much, not everyone's going to enjoy these films, clearly, and they do have quite harrowing imagery in it. But you have to appreciate the good filmmaking, especially in the first two. It's here. Very good, Richard. So It, the 1991 miniseries, or was it 1990? Oh, I can't remember. Does it matter? No one cares apart from you in the comments. So that's the miniseries, which has aged, but Tim Curry as Pennywise has not aged. He's still terrifying. And this is the remake, which I thought was fantastic. And I can't wait for the extended edition to come out of that. It Follows. Oh, that has got a beautiful slipcover on it. You really need to see it to really appreciate how lovely it is. Lovely matte finish on it. great film. It strikes that 80s vibe with a very clever story. Well, we are flying through these. I think we're on to J's already. Really? Are we on to J's? We are. Wow. So you've put aside your whole evening to watch this, and now you're going to have to find something else to do. Okay, so probably my least favourite Quentin Tarantino film, Jackie Brown. Still a great film, and it's still, I mean, listen to the cast. Pam Grier, Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Forster, Bridget Fonda, Michael Keaton, and Robert De Niro. And actually, this has got a following. When it came out, it was heavily criticised because it is very wordy and it is very long. And I believe it was quite heavily criticised by critics at the time. But now, this is the critics' choice of Quentin Tarantino. As such, I didn't enjoy it as much as the others. It's still a 7 or 8 out of 10. And for his worst film to be an 8 out of 10, says all you need to know about the guy, doesn't it? Jaws, gorgeous, gorgeous collector's edition, this. It is DVD, but when it looks this cool, who cares? I don't need to upgrade when I've got something that cool. You know, yes, it'll look slightly better on Blu-ray, but it's not going to change the film. The film's a masterpiece, and that's a fantastic edition of it. Aha! Well, here's one of my favourite comedies, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back from the View Askew universe. Got some fantastic news for all you Kevin Smith fans. They have just started the sequel to this, shooting today. Cannot wait. Jeepers Creepers. Really good film. Jeepers Creepers 2. Sorry, I thought it was the third one. Jeepers Creepers 2. Really enjoyable, fun film. It's such an entertaining ride, that one. They're both great films. I'm sure you know the story behind the director. We're not going to go into it. We're not going to get into that, but just enjoy the films. Jeepers Creepers 3. Do not watch it. Who gave it 5 stars? TheMovieDeputy.com and Live for Films gave it 4 stars. I've never even heard of either of them. I'm sure they are real sites. I'm sure. Probably sites the director created himself, then put a review on of. I mean, this is just absolute rubbish. It's got the worst CGI bomb I've ever seen on it. And why is it Creeper using bombs now? I could rant about that for ages. This is absolute rubbish.
Doesn't he have like a minigun in that one? He's like shooting at
No, minigun. He has a Gatling gun in the first two. But anyway, it's just rubbish. Don't watch it. But here's 2 you should watch, and I can't wait again for the sequel this year. This is John Wick and John Wick 2. This was a shock when it came out. It was Keanu Reeves, and you're like, oh, Keanu Reeves revenge thriller. I've seen that before. You haven't seen a film like this before. This is amazing. And I think I preferred it only slightly to the amazing sequel, John Wick 2. And it wasn't just the badass action, it was the world they created. It was his cool car. It was the going into the hotel where they couldn't attack each other, the tokens. It was just a brilliant world setting, accompanied with obviously incredible action. And John Wick 3 looks like it's going to build on that, so I cannot wait for that this year. Jurassic Park collection. So here we have the Ultimate Trilogy. It's not an Ultimate Trilogy because the third one, unless you're me, isn't very good. You know, I enjoy it because I like to see raptors talking, but it isn't a very good film if I'm being honest. The first 2 are childhood favourites, and the first is a true classic. It's a 10 out of 10. Lost World probably an 8. The Inner Child in me gives it a 9. Jurassic Park 3, The Idiot in me gives it a 7. The Guy Who Has a Brain gives it a 5. Jurassic World I loved because it took me back to my childhood. Rewatch it again, probably not quite as good as I remember in the cinema because I was going mad in the cinema, but it's still great, and I think it's still an 8 or a 9 for me because I enjoyed it. And that's when I review a film, if I enjoy it, that means it's a good film. Cohesive story, probably not, but if I enjoy it and I'm entertained, that's all I want. Final 2, Jurassic Park The Fallen Kingdom, again heavily criticised, apart from the Daily Mirror, which says the dinosaurs are awesome. I mean, that's the kind of thing I'd write in a review. I actually liked how they went with this. The first hour flew past when they went back to the island. The second hour with the horror elements, I thought I really dug that. But yeah, it's cheesy as hell. But it's Jurassic Park 5. You know, with Chris Pratt and that woman. Who's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard. and some really nerdy IT guy. You ain't gonna get Steven Spielberg anymore directing Jurassic Park films. You just have to live with what they give you, and this is very entertaining. So I'm gonna go at it. Okay, finally, another film that was heavily maligned. This is Justice League. And I'll have you all know I gave it 10 out of 10 when it came out in the cinema. And I've watched it 3 times since, and I'm still going to give it a 10. And do you know why? Because these guys are in it. Batman and Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and The Flash, and Cyborg. And they beat anything in Marvel, apart from Captain America, because I love Captain America. But these are what comics are all about. Especially that guy right there. Any film with Batman in, apart from the terrible Batman and Robin, I love. So stop having a go. They're trying their hardest. And you know, it's blooming entertaining. Right. Sorry. Okay. If you just hold the camera there, Ryan, I'm just going to check if I have any more box sets on the shelf rather than do some dodgy editing. If you want to show them a brief glimpse of the ones around you.
There's the damage.
Well, there you go. I could have finished it there and looks really professional. But I went up there and started rattling things around, and now it looks like some half-arsed guy just showing off his DVDs, which, let's be honest, I am. So, that was H through J. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think I've come in a little under time, which is good for all these people who actually won't care about what they do in the day. But yeah, we move on. KL&M, I think, next. So see you then.